gonna survive. My people, open your eyes. Wake up. Blessed love, this is Queen Omega representing for all lions and lionesses. With the lion's voice, we come to tell our story. Rastafari, live it. Hey, hey, the lion's voice, Rastafari.
The time has come for lions to tell our own story. Yes, sir, you're listening to Lion's Voice. I is Dejazmatch hailing from the island of St. Croix. Yeah, I'm bringing to you Rastafari vibes. Can you feel it? Rastafari. Babylon born when Rasta come together. Can you feel it? Rastafari. Because Babylon done when I and I come together. Look how we live together, look how we work together, oh, Babylon done when Rasta come together. Hail I, Rastafari, His Majesty and Impressment in bless. Yeah man, hailing from St. Croix, Rastafari, I hear you.
Aye. No, well, that happened, the full consciousness came 10 years after the visit.
Okay.
Yeah, 10 years after the visit, which is between, I would say, between 74, 75, 76, because so between 74 to 76, because again, why that consciousness step in is as a youth coming up, we take into consideration that the 1970s in Trinidad and Tobago was the full power of the Black Power movement, the rise of the Black Power movement.
The year is 1892, and the land of Ethiopia has been experiencing 4 years of terrible famine and drought. They call it the Kikuken, or the evil days. At least 1/3 of the human population and 90% of the cattle have died. The hyenas have feasted on so many carcasses that they have become overweight and barely able to move. Just when the people could take no more of the evil days, a woman named Wasiro Yeshimabet is giving birth in a place called Erjersa Gora. This is her 9th attempt to bring forth new life. Her previous 8 attempts only resulted in death. Will this child live? Thankfully, a healthy baby boy is born. His first cries are drowned by thunder and lightning flashes across the night sky. The heavens open up and torrential rain starts to fall. Ethiopia's drought is over, and the baby boy is given the name Tafari, meaning one to be feared or respected. Tafari's father, Ras Tafari, is a very important man in 1892 Ethiopia. Although he is overjoyed at the birth of his newborn son, he cannot spend much time with him. Ras Tafari is the governor of Harar and must get back to the famous walled city to deal with its affairs. Furthermore, he is the foreign minister of Ethiopia, and having traveled to different places in Europe, he is very aware of the material and military advances they have made and the looming threats they pose to his country. Ras Tafari knows that the majority of Ethiopians have no idea what is coming, and that he has to work that much harder to secure the realm. Tafari would grow up to become the legendary emperor, Haile Selassie I. To understand his journey, we must first understand the Ethiopia that he was inheriting, and what it was like when he was born in 1892. Get your copy of Kwasi Bansu's book, Haile Selassie I, Ethiopia, Volume 1, The Rise of the Priestly Warrior Kings, and increase your knowledge about the history, politics, and culture of Ethiopia in 1892, and how it connects to the rest of African and world history at the time. Haile Selassie I, Ethiopia, Volume 1 is available for purchase at www.bookmanexpress.pub. Please visit for more information.
So your mother was a philanthropist, and she really strengthened the Rastafari. Do you know why she just took that position as a Rastafari defender?
Yeah, well, as I say, you know, my mother grew up from very humble beginning, and she knew, you know, we grew up without any father, you know, and my mother knew of the social pains within the community. However, my mother was like a planter, you know, plant food and sell in the market, you know, a very favorite. So like everyone in the community respected my mother because she was a warrior.
Okay,
Yes. Was a warrior, you know, so everyone respected her. But again, my mother had a special love for Rastafari, because even as a youth coming through trade schools and these different things, you know, and I had to cut my locks. My mom would say to her, no. Don't bother with that. Don't cut your locks. You know, you know. So I had that strength.
Wow.
From a young.
That's so rare. That's so rare for ones from the I generation.
Yeah.
To have that parental support. In terms of how old were you when you first put on your locks?
Well, I put on my locks at about, let me see, about 16, 17 years.
17 years old. So you were in high school at that time.
And when I put on my locks at 17 years old, I started to celebrate my bingi home every 23rd of July. And my mother was a very active part of celebrating the bingi with me, with all the children. All the kids from the community would come. And the majority are young guys who were interested in Rastafari would come home my way, because in those days, my whole apartment was full of Rastafari eye-traits. So all the young ones would come and see the eye-traits, come and learn about Rastafari, come and bubble a pot, learn how to cook a youth, you know. And so my mother was totally integrated in our whole 23rd of July celebration in terms with the youths. And this is where I, you know, at a point in time understand that Rastafari could do so many things, because not working at that point in time, I used to go around the community collecting $1 from everybody. Who have ITAL would bring ITAL. And who could put $1 could put $1. And yet still on the bingi day, I would have food to last for 5 days.
Wow.
That would come in.
Yes, every mickle make a muckle, would I say, you know. So in terms of the overstanding of His Imperial Majesty, you said you went to see him as a youth, but when did that consciousness, okay, we know there's Rasta culture, but then there's also the Emperor, Haile Selassie I, and his divinity, and really, you know, identifying with that. When did that transition happen, or were they simultaneous?
No, well, that happened, the full consciousness came 10 years after the visit.
Okay.
Yeah, 10 years after the visit, which is between, I would say, between 74, 75, 76, because 12 Tribe was formed in 1975. So between 74 to 76. Because again, why that consciousness step in is, as a youth coming up, we take into consideration that the 1970s in Trinidad and Tobago was the full power of the Black Power movement, the rise of the Black Power movement. So within the rise,
and when you say, just to clarify, when you say 12 tribes started, you mean 12 tribes in Trinidad?
Generally.
Because I think it was in late 60s that 12 tribes started in Jamaica from the history, 1968 or 69, Prophet God.
68. Around 68. Yeah. Correct. Yeah, correction, around 68.
Yeah, this is a hardcore Rastafari audience, Bongo Grease. So I have to make sure, because we have 12 tribes, Bobo, them are going to write me and say, you know, so
yeah, about 68.
Yes.
I mean, no, what happened is that, I mean, over the years, I had the whole calendar of events with all the formation of all mansions, you know. Yeah. But since my house is burned, everything is now recollection from my head.
Yes.
I'm an elder now.
Yes.
But as I say, within 10 years after the visit of His Majesty, that's 1976, you know, the emergence of Rastafari in Trinidad really pick up into a very big way. Because during the time of His Majesty visit to Trinidad in 1966, there were no established Rastafari foundation.
Okay.
What we did have, however, was a very strong Pan-African, a very strong Pan-African community in terms of activism, like brothers like C.L.R. James, George Fadmore, Sylvester William, Claudia Jones, and the likes of
legends in the Pan-African, pantheon. Those are legends.
Then you had the formation of Marcus Garvey, UNIA in Trinidad from 1937. So that consciousness was already in the atmosphere, and even, and prior to the visit of His Majesty, that 1935 war with Mussolini triggered a lot of intention, a lot of reasoning in Trinidad among the elders as to what's taking place in Ethiopia. It brought Ethiopia to the light in terms of, the ancient patriots and matriots speaking about, the injustice that was done to Ethiopia out there. So as youths, you begin to become part of the whole, conscious conversation.
Well, for unto us a son was born and a child was given, and the government shall be upon his shoulders, and his name shall be called the Wonderful Counselor, Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Them call him Rastafari. When he was born, rain fall from the sky. Them call him Rastafari. When he was grown, in airplanes he fly. They call him Rastafari. Lion break the chain, weep not, don't cry. Them call him Rastafari. Read the Revelation chapter 5 verse 5. Then born near the city of Harar, the inspiration for Bob Marley's guitar. People crowd him like some big superstar. It no matter if England or Cote d'Ivoire, no matter if you're brown or black like Qatar. Haile Selassie I fi end all tribal war. A time fi gather Mount Zion, fi drive solar car from the car straight to Zanzibar. Who we are, the sons of Rastafari. When he was born, rain fall from the sky. Rastafari. When he was grown, in airplanes he fly. Then Rastafari. The lion break the chain, weep not, don't cry. Then Rastafari. Read the Revelation chapter 5 verse 5. Royal governor from the age of 13 years. Leave the palace, fi go back in a school with him peers. He's the head without fear, he's one to be revered. When them call his name, then the heathen scare. Plus the priest concerned, and him teachers concerned. Cause all this little youth want fi do is just learn. But he wait his turn, till him turn the Dejazmatch. The people rejoice when they crown as the Rasta call him Rastafari. When he was born, rain fall from the sky. Then Rastafari. When he was grown, in airplanes he fly. Then Rastafari. The lion break the chain, weep not, don't cry. Then Rastafari. Read your Revelation chapter 5 verse 5. Well, Ras Makonnen call a meeting with all him general them. Say him funeral a come, and him have something fi tell them. Him say, we fight together since the days of Adawa. Him say, protect my son and help him unite Africa. Well, him generals, them start cry when them hear this sound. Them say your wishes are come and then bow down to the ground. When him funeral they come, it shock the whole town. Fi see this little youth, him have a army surround, they call him